Greetings, friends. I'm glad to be back with the episode 2 of Coach Excellence, the Pill series, a very compact coaching conversation with one of the coach from the fraternity. Today, I have the pleasure of having Sudha Krishnan along with us. So, without me adding much, I would request Sudha herself to share a short introduction. So, we jump in. Over to Sudha.
Hi, Kiran. Hi, Kiran. Thank you so much for giving me this invitation and opportunity. I think it's a great platform for me to express myself and also what coaching means to me. Thank you so much for that. For the benefit of the viewers, I'm from Hyderabad, India. I'm a systemic team coach and relationship coach.
Wow, Hyderabad, my city. So, and thanks for the love and affection for this. You can say still a baby as a concept. So let's get going. Sudha, the very first question: what is coaching to you?
Okay. Coaching to me, Kiran, is a conversation that helps people in unleashing or I would say unlocking their potential. Coaching conversations also acts as a sounding board to facilitate transitions, to make decisions, to address, I would say, derailing behaviors, to support change and facilitate growth. Um, it's also more about dealing with the here and now and helping people to create a future they want. It is about evoking and enhancing awareness of self. Uh, it is about helping people to find their own solutions. To sum it up, I would say it's a conversation which helps one to get in touch with themselves, to understand what matters to them, to know what do they value, to explore their beliefs, to know what are their interferences. Basically, it's a safe space to explore and expand their potential in the presence of a coach.
I think I have no choice but to point out to the last word you said: safe space to explore and expand. I think this stands out very strong as a what coaching is, and also a few keywords that you mentioned stood out for me: conversations, unleashing and unlocking the potential within, which I think everyone would want to do. And last but not the least, being a sounding board, I think it helps immensely at a professional as well as a personal level. So let's go to the next question. Who benefits from having a coach?
I would say that anybody and everybody, you know, anybody who's interested probably to explore, anybody who would like to take charge of their lives, uh, who's probably bored of living 365 times the same day in a year, uh, who believes that there is more to them. I also feel coaching helps people who need support to adapt to change, uh, to handle conflicts, to improve performance, to make decisions, sometimes even to manage stress. They might have a goal that they are wanting to achieve. It really helps. And also, more importantly, to initiate and sustain behavior changes.
That's fantastic. And that's a lot of pearls of wisdom there, but I'll point out few which stood out for me. I think people who believe that there is more to them, I think that belief is a beginning. And as you mentioned, it's so true. It's for anybody and everybody. A quick example I think I can share: Eric Schmidt, I read in a book, believed that he doesn't need a coach. Why do I need a coach? I
Mm.
tell someone said Bill Campbell was introduced to him, and he later goes on to vouch how much he benefited by having a coach. Last but not the least, you mentioned something very important. First, someone needs to be interested and who wants to take charge. So, with that, let's move on to the third one. One myth about coaching that you wish to burst.
There are many, ideally, I would like to talk about. Coaching is neither a quick fix nor it is always time consuming. I think one thing that I would like to definitely burst today is um, it is not for, fixing a problem or a person. It's definitely not like people look like, this person needs to be fixed, like moving them from bad to good. I think it is more about moving people from good to great, in my opinion. And coaching definitely is not a remedial or curative intervention. It is rather a promotive intervention, in my opinion.
Amazing. So the quick ones I would share, I think the point what you said is not a remedial, I think is a very important observation. And good to great. We all, a good number of us believe that we are in a good space, but greatness awaits you. So are you ready? Pointing back to the last question where you said one needs to be interested. And in the beginning, you mentioned something very important. It is neither a quick fix, sometimes people want to believe, nor it always has to be time consuming, which is another thing that
Yeah.
often you think it has to be a long investment, not
Yeah.
necessarily. So, with that, let's move to the next one. One coaching memory that you can share with the audience, confidentiality taken care of.
Yeah, thanks for highlighting that confidentiality part. Yeah. It always amazes me to experience as to how clients in a safe space are able to deep dive and walk away with some amazing insights. I've also experienced most of the times whatever they initially bring to the discussion and what they walk away with are many times different. For example, this client of mine came to me wanting to improve his focus and productivity at his workplace. And after the first session, what became very evident for him was that he was wanting to prove himself all the time, which was causing this huge pressure. And he wondered whose race was he actually running.
Hmm.
And the whole discussion went so deep after that in subsequent sessions. At the end of the journey, he actually let go many things which were not important for him in life, and he took responsibility for all his actions, and he was very committed to change. So
That's
what he realized is it is his this self-inflicted pressure was actually coming in the way of focusing for him. It was not about overwhelming work, or it is not about stress at workplace.
great. That's an interesting one for myself as well as the audience. So let's move on to the next one. For our audience benefit, and I'm also curious, what exactly got you into coaching?
Ah, that's a very interesting question for me to also answer, Kiran. Uh, I've been working for the last 32 years almost. you know I had a deep desire for self discovery and learning after the first 15 years of work. And that's when my journey of learning and exploration began, I would say. I first ventured into psychology, counseling, then into training and workshop facilitation. In and through my work, especially the last 10 years, facilitating experiential workshops for corporates in a unique format. I used to do workshops in complete darkness for dialogue in the dark. I noticed that the learnings and insights that people get after a workshop or a training are not really sustainable. That is because most of them are one time engagement. Be it a training or workshop. There is many times not a follow up, and it is not an active engagement. When I learned about coaching, I sensed that coaching is a journey and not a one time engagement. It not only enhances the awareness and promotes insights, it also supports the change and explores the challenges and interferences that come with any change. So
That's
that's how I got into it.
that's fabulous. After 32 years and the urge for self-discovery, it was nice to notice when you mentioned about the sustainability of a particular intervention. I think
Yeah.
you brought a very valid point to the front, because often I think in trainings this happens where the organization is also disappointed that it's not sustained, and one would want it to be sustained. And I think coaching is providing that opportunity as a long-term value addition to all. And as you mentioned, pointed out, one-time engagement versus getting on a journey. I think coaching,
Yes.
definitely, I have to agree, it is a journey. And I think for many, they would agree, a lifetime journey for the coaches as well as the coaches. So with that,
Yes.
allow me to ask the next question. A very common one and often discussed and debated. How is coaching different from other helping professions?
Yeah. I think that's a very important question. Uh, I'm also very frequently asked by people, right? What do you mean by coaching? In fact, a lot of people relate coaching in the field of sports or coaching for a competitive exam. While the common thing I see in both is you coach somebody to reach their peak potential. So to me, coaching in the other arenas like be it an executive coaching or life coaching, whatever it is, I think we help people to reach their peak potential. And to answer your question, Kiran, how is it different from the other helping professions, like, say, therapy, counseling, or mentoring? I think knowing this different, in my opinion, is very important, both for the client and the coach, so that one can decide who can help better in a given situation, whether it is a therapist one should go to or to a coach.
Hmm.
In my experience, all remedial and curative needs are catered well by therapy and counseling. And if you see, the focus of discussion of therapy and counseling is mostly the past.
Hmm.
While I would say therapy is more on the telling mode. Right? If you look at the relationship of a therapist and a client, therapist is telling the client what to do. And in counseling, it's more an asking mode and it's a supportive role. Um, and it could be mostly while it's not necessarily, but most of the time it is going to be for some psychological uh, uh, what do I say, mental disorders and things like that. It is associated with that. uh, Mentoring is more about the present and future, in my opinion. And it is also on the telling mode. Again, if you see the relationship, a mentor is somebody who is an expert in a particular field and he is guiding the mentee in how to go about doing things. Whereas if you see for coaching, I would say that the focus is on the future. While we definitely take into account the past and present, it is more on the asking or the inquiry mode. Uh, in my opinion, if you look at the relationship, it's a partnership in a safe and non-judgmental space for again exploration and expansion of one's potential.
That's fantastic. I think I got a lot of benefited in terms of this difference between coaching, mentoring, and also you spent adequate time on the remedial and curative help that comes. I think most importantly, I noticed is the expectations get set, at least
Mm,
clarity is there. And that leads to a constructive relationship. And I think with minimum friction, if there would be any, because I think both the parties are clear on what they are set out to achieve. So that's a fantastic one. So with that, a last one, given an opportunity to share just one advice, what would it be for the wannabe coaches?
okay. Uh, I think one thing, I'm speaking this from my own experience. Coaching is not just about getting trained or getting credential or making it a full-time or part-time profession. In my opinion, it's a journey one takes on, and it touches all aspects of the coach's life too. It is a journey of, I would say, self-reflection and transition to the coach as well. I would like to highlight the importance of self management and reflective practices that a coach needs to take before and after a session, which is essential, and it prepares the coach to be fully present and to work towards mastery in coaching, in my opinion.
I think that so much resonates with me when you share that it is not just about credentialing, often seen as the way forward. And also, a simple word called journey, I think, well captures as to that. This is something that probably just starts with your training and probably continues till the time I think you're gone. And also you mentioned two very pertinent words, which is self-reflection and transition. I think for a coach is immense. As one who has benefited a lot, I can vouch for it. I could see, often I say when I have a conversation, I'm not sure about how many I can help, but I'm sure that I got help in this journey. So that's, I think, a fabulous way to begin for coaches. I think, and the first reason why they should be happy, you yourself have got benefited from this. And what who all you can benefit, I think, is time and your energy and effort. So with that, I am done with the questions for today with Sudha. And I hope as the audience has enjoyed this conversation. If you have any queries, questions, clarifications, please feel free to share in the comment section. I myself or Sudha will get back to you with to clarify any queries on this episode. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining for this session, Sudha. I highly appreciate it. And if I would urge Sudha to quickly share anything you would like to share in terms of for those who would like to reach out to her for a conversation or a coaching conversation, you are welcome. Over to Sudha.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kiran. I think I equally enjoyed the conversation with you, and thanks for this wonderful opportunity to share my views. And it would be lovely if there is any questions for me, or if people would like to connect directly with me. I think my LinkedIn profile and my contact details would be shared here.
Yeah.
So please feel free to reach out to me. Let's have a great conversation.
Thank you very much, Sudha. So that's it for today. I look forward to until we come back with the next episode. Thank you very much. Have a great time and please be safe.
Yes, you too. Take care.